them that little blurb that you sent me, so they have
Perfect.
kind of a basic understanding. Um, yeah, and remember, guys, hit the code in the chat, and you're going to get 40% off every month. Okay, there it is again, and we're going to let's kind of get into it.
Awesome.
If you want to share,
Share my
share
screen
your
here.
screen, and I'll hop over there.
Perfect. All right, here we are.
Cool. Let me. Oh, hang on. There we go. Awesome. So take a look, guys. Chatter is going to walk us through all of the great stuff that he has to offer here. Hang on. Let me actually take chat and my goals off the screen first so that we can see better. And I'm going to post this segment to YouTube as well. So, chat, you can say
Perfect.
hello, YouTube. Everyone say hello to YouTube. Well, actually, you're not going to see it. I just took it off. So, ignore that. All right.
All right. So yeah, guys, a little bit of background about my partner and I. My partner is a PhD from Oxford, got his certificate in algorithmic trading, used to do market making algorithms for hedge funds in the UK. I've been trading for about 6 years. I love doing sales. I love creating new products and businesses, and this is what we're working on, and we hope to really turn into an affordable Bloomberg terminal for the retail trader. Um, w- with our focus being in social sentiment. As you can see here, right now we have our trends tab on the very top left here. This is the conversation volume on Reddit in the last 24 hours. As you can see, Clove's app was going absolutely nuts. It was going nuts all weekend, and you can see that in the price action today. It ran 13%. um these big names, Clove and AMC and GME are the ones people are familiar with, but spikes, ranging anywhere from 10 to 100 plus percent on social media chatter happen all the time. There was, like, last week there was BBIG, CEI, SPRT in the last couple weeks. I mean, it's always happening, and some of them are small, some of them are big. It's really something that it's a new space, but it's something that I think is really going to become a lot more prevalent as time goes on. Um, so yeah, we can see our Clove went absolutely nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And our KLB is starting to kind of pick up and match with Clove. That's something I'm going to be looking into, especially if it continues. On the right here, we have our post upvote volume. Everything we have here is minute level data in real time, right? So
Wow.
you will be getting it. I mean, there's some other places that have something similar, but with 2 hour delays. So this is the only place we believe that time is of the essence in trading, and I'm sure many other people believe that as well. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's definitely, we had to work a lot harder, but are able to provide everything we do minute level. You can see here Clove has absolutely, is absolutely dominating in terms of upvotes, followed by GameStop and Corsair. Down here we have our 24-hour tab. So what this is going to do is it's going to tell you what's trending in the last 24 hours. As you can see, Clove is at the top. Each of these boxes represent what kind of chatter is going on about the stock, right? Green being positive, red being negative, gray being kind of neutral. Um, and that's we've definitely noticed that there's no such thing as bad publicity, in the sense that if
Right.
something has the high volume, it still runs, right? Even if there's a lot of negative stuff being talked about it'll often run, unless it's all negative, in which case a lot of times it does drop. But
Okay.
as you can see, or actually you probably can't see, but Clove's negative sentiment is growing a little bit, so that's something I would keep in mind. We have our filters here. We have our time frame filters, where you can switch it and see, what's trending in the last 6 hours and what's trending in the last 1 hour. Right? You can see that Clove's dying off, losing a little bit of steam. It's not really beating everything else out like it was in the last 24 hours, which is also something you'd want to know if you're going to get in or out of a position here. You can also filter these by market cap, right? So we can go and see what are the large cap stocks. GameStop being the most talked about large cap stock here, and also sort by sector. We know a lot of people like to trade within specific sectors if it's something they know, right? So you might want to stick to biotech or healthcare. maybe you want to get in defense or utilities or tech, right? So you're able to
Gotcha.
filter all that here as well. We do a very similar thing for Twitter, except for instead of monitoring upvotes, we're monitoring we're weighting it by follower count, which essentially means that it's gonna basically say that Zach Morris's post is gonna hold more water here than maybe my personal account's post, right? So that's
Right.
just kind of obviously if you have 500,000 followers when you talk about something, there's gonna be more eyes and more money flowing into a stock that you talk about. We do all that same stuff here. And then is our custom search, which is my favorite feature. I don't know. Are you able to see the chat right now, 100?
Yep, I can.
Okay, perfect. So I was gonna say, if you have some people, I mean, we can go and plug into our custom search here a stock that maybe the chat's interested in.
Uh, Tommy Tuto says BBIG flows insane. If you want to try that one.
All right, let's look at BBIG. So if we look at BBIG here, what you're gonna see first at the very bottom is just a description of the company and how has conversation volume changed, right? Obviously, we know that on the 26th 29th and 30th, BBIG was running like crazy. And that was about a week ago. And discussion volume since then is down 71%, but still up 4,500% for the month. We can definitely see that there is a little bit of what was happening on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th happening here, right? It does look like conversation volume starting to ramp up again. Um, Below we have our trade volume as well as the stock price. You can sort this by time frame, right? So let's break down BBIG on an hourly level, right? So it does look like it was going up, kind of peaked a little bit at 8 a.m. my time,
Right.
and is starting to kind of level off a little bit again. When we scroll down, we'll see our news section, which I hesitate to say Bloomberg level news because that's a pretty crazy claim to make, but we have one of the best data providers, IEX. We pay a lot for our news data. We really I think that's an important thing, especially around sentiment. And so we're getting the best sources in real time. I mean, if you're looking up Tesla, you might see something like a news article from the National Rubber Association or something like that, right? So you're really
Right.
getting everything. The coverage is huge, and you won't miss anything with our news.
Wow.
Right here, we have latest Reddit posts. And that kind of it breaks down these are DD due diligence posts for on Reddit. So you're going to kind of see what is everyone saying and what are those, super long paragraphs saying about BBIG.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the latest Reddit comments, latest Twitter posts, and right here we have options data, which we have our options flow coming out this week. So you'll be able to see large options prints and stuff like that. Right now it just says, whether options are available because a lot of these stocks, especially small caps that are being talked about, you don't know whether there's options without actually looking it up on your brokerage.
Right.
Uh, on the right here, that you saw was the same with all of the other tabs. Is the most popular sectors in the past 24 hours, total sentiment, and stock of the day. Stock of the day basically says this is the most chatted about one on Reddit. This is the most chatted about one about on Twitter.
Gotcha.
Are there any questions so far, or should I just keep
Uh,
steaming through?
Chat, if you have any questions, feel free to post them now and just at me in the chat. Um, and if not, we'll just keep trucking. I don't see anything right now, so continue on.
All right, perfect. So one of our other tools is our charts tool here. This is right now this is the very kind of minimum viable product we had ready to put out for launch here, but this is getting a total rework. Right now what you can do is you can look up a stock. And then this is GameStop. So we have about 500 of the top Twitter accounts on here. And then you click select all and it'll actually plot their tweets on that chart. This is getting
Wow.
a rework, and essentially doing is having social sentiment alerts and indicators, but we're also going to be plotting what we think is relevant right now, right? So options flow. Whenever there's a large options flow alert, we're going to be posting those on the chart. Same with institutional buys and sells, right? Obviously, if institutions are buying or selling, that's a pretty big tell about what smart money thinks is going to happen, as well as to insiders. If you see a lot of insiders buying a stock, uh, that probably means that they might know something that isn't quite public yet, or they think they're going to continue to run, or they're undervalued. Whereas if they're selling it, obviously they think the price is too high. And so we'll be plotting all of that on a chart as well. Same with congressional trades and a whole bunch of indicators. And that's coming out within the next month.
Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah, no, we're excited about it for sure. One here's my favorite is our alerts tab here. So right now that what's launched is our Reddit top trending, Twitter top trending, and unusual discussion volume. Reddit top trending and Twitter basically say this is the number one talked about on Twitter or Reddit in case you're not looking or don't want to be staring at the social data if you're maybe a more of a fundamental trader, still want to know what's going on, but don't look at it solely. Unusual discussion volume does the same thing, notable spikes in discussion volume. This one's a little bit interesting too because we've applied a machine learning algorithm to this alert, which means that it's going to optimize over time. So we're really excited about that, right? So it's pretty good right now. Our core algorithm or base algorithm is pretty decent, but over time it's going to continue to optimize itself. Next, we have our momentum alert, which combines spikes in trade volume and spikes in conversation volume. So it kind of, as well as our short squeeze, which has everything from the momentum alert, but also has the criteria that there's a high short interest on that stock for those people who are looking for, short squeezes, if
Right.
that's their main domain. Rocket catcher, large moves in the stock's price action of trending tickers. Our Pelosi trade tracker. I'm not sure if who's familiar, right? This one's more of a fun one we put together just because
Yeah.
I also want to know what she's trading
Oh,
and all of
everybody
that.
does.
But yeah, absolutely. So
That's worth
yeah,
it
we
just
we have
alone, right
that one.
there.
Right, right. Our stop talk kind of says, hey, look, stock or sentiment and discussion volume's kind of dying on the stock for those people who are playing the momentum there. Smart money uh, is basically lets you know if institutions are buying in. If there's large block trades coming in on these trending tickers, that's what smart money is telling you. Sweep, same thing. Large option sweeps orders on trending tickers. Our news runner alerts subscribers of a news catalyst that causes a spike in the trading volume, which
Hmm.
that's one I'm really excited about as well.
Hmm.
Olympic medal combines the top two here and basically says it's in the top three on both, as well as tsunami, tidal, and ripple, which are going to be our options flow alerts, and that's telling you if there's large orders on a certain strike, and because I'm sure everyone's kind of starting to see how big of a indicator options flow can end up being. It's a very important tool for a lot of people's trades, and that's why we're building it out.
Absolutely.
After hours and futures here, kind of with something we're doing with TradingView, and what we have here is obviously if anyone's not familiar with futures, I'd say probably most are, but if you're not, that's what people look at to see what's gonna probably happen tomorrow, right? So futures are up 2%. There's a very good chance that the next trading day is going to be very green. Then we have our economic calendar, which has important kind of macro market implications such as COVID cases, Fed talks, unemployment numbers, COVID deaths, and anything you might want to see. 30-year mortgage rates, anything you might want to see is gonna be on here, so you can go and look what's gonna happen for the day or the next day. We also have our cryptocurrency. We sort that by market cap, and
Okay.
have live price data. Something kind of fun is that we're seeing Solana before we launched on our Twitter Trends tab a few weeks ago, like back when it was $60, and I kind of wish I'd bought into it, but I was too busy building the platform.
Yeah, right?
Um, yeah, no, I have, yeah. So
Dang.
then we have our education section, which I think is pretty cool. We partnered with Bullish Bears, and we have about $3,500 worth of their courses
Wow.
that we're offering for free. I mean, you don't even have to have a paid account to get access to this. You
Oh,
just
wow.
sign up for a free account. Yeah, absolutely. And it has everything. I consider myself a pretty sophisticated trader, but I even learned some stuff kind of going through some of the advanced option stuff, right? I mean, it tells you about everything and you can see. I don't
Wow.
really care about learning how to sell a call or a put, but I do
Right.
want to learn how to do, an iron condor or an iron butterfly or straddle. So there's all kinds of stuff, candlestick patterns and all that. Then our options flow tab, which, like I said, it's coming out in the next week. Going to
Mhm.
have, our tsunami options alerts, which are basically very large, unusual um, prints on a certain strike, title, which is kind of middle range, and our ripple, which is kind of smaller but still unusual. That is also we're gonna have that 15-minute delayed for free. So anybody with a free account is gonna be able to get that, but the real
Okay.
live data is available to customers.
Gotcha.
We also have, I almost forgot this part. Our earnings tab is coming very soon, hopefully within the next month as well, which is going to, because I don't know what other people do, but I know for me, to when I want to see what earnings are coming up this week, I still go to the Twitter account of Earnings Whisper and have to scroll through to find that, right?
Hey, me
So
too.
yeah, exactly. I've talked to a lot of people. I'm like, what do you do? Because there's got to be a better way, and everyone's like, I look at Earnings Whispers.
Of
I'm like,
course.
okay, right. So we're gonna have like a calendar, same setup, the same way Earnings Whispers does theirs. It's going to have the stocks that have earnings, so imagine a calendar right there: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yep.
Stocks that have earnings, the predicted EPS, the last EPS, and some other analyst expected EPSs. So it's going to have a lot more data than maybe the earnings whispers chart, and going to be very helpful, and that's
Very
going to be
cool.
available. Yep. That's all I have for the platform here, but I'm happy to take questions if there are any, and if not, I'll get out of your hair.
That's awesome. Chat, do you have any questions for ChatterQuant while he was here about the program? This is truly like your one-stop shop, and you can't beat the price point. You really can't, especially if you use my code there, 40% off. It's a no-brainer, in my opinion. This is definitely going to be changing the game and making it so much simpler for us to find everything we need and have all those tools kind of on our tool belt. Um, so if you guys have any questions, now is the time. And if not, we will get back to trading.
Absolutely. Another thing I want to add is that we are, we do see ourselves having to raise our price as data costs go up.
Mm-hmm.
But people who sign up for the discounted rate now, we are going to be grandfathering them in. So that's
Wow.
something for for people to think about as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, so now's the time, guys. Now's the time. Hit that code, 40% off. Thank you so much, Chatter. I don't see any questions
Perfect.
coming in. I think that
All
explains
right.
everything.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. Have a good one, guys, and good luck trading. Happy trading.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. That was ChatterQuant. All right, talking about his new platform. That is pretty incredible, to be honest with you.